What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. What we're going to be doing is looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin on the one-day time frame. So first of all, what I want to point out here, guys, we're very neutral in the market right now. We have a lot going on both to the bullish side as well as to the bearish side. So I think you need to look at this market from a bear's perspective as well as a bull's perspective and not just always in one direction. Okay, so that's what we're going to try to do today. What we're going to start out with is the bullish stuff, and then we're going to move into the bearish stuff. So if you guys get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's dig into this. And basically what I'm doing right now, I'm patiently waiting for my next great trading opportunity. So I'm sitting back right now, being patient. I've worked this trend up. I've made trades inside this trend. I've taken my profits, and now I'm sitting back patiently waiting to see what the next major direction is going to be in this market. Because like I said, we got a lot of bullish things, a lot of bearish things taking place. So some of the bullish things, guys, we have been in an uptrend here and we need to pay attention to that. So this uptrend we've been in has lasted over 30 days. Typically, according to a lot of the books that I read, if a trend makes it past 30 days, a lot of the times it will want to continue. And right now, this started with a bullish engulfing candle. This was July 21st, and right now we're on the 28th of August. So we have made it past. We're at about week 5 right now. All right, so that's a bullish thing for us. Next one. If we turn on our moving averages, we're trading up above our 20, our 50, our 100, and our 200. So all that looking good right now. Okay, guys, we're uptrend. We're up above our moving averages. That's all looking good. We even have support right here off the 20. We'll call that at 46,867. Now, some of the things I want you to be aware of, though, is as we've been up in this trend and we've been moving up right here, what you can see is that the volume's actually been dying off. So you can see this was our biggest stick of volume right here. Then our next leg up, we had less volume. And then this leg up here, we've had less volume. And then now we're having even less volume. So that's kind of a warning sign to me. And that's why I just want people to be careful here. I'm not saying we have to go into a full bear market, but we're just talking about corrections. You know, even if we had something like this right here, we do our Fibonacci and we come back to 0.382 at $40,000 and retest this whole area that we broke up through. That was previous overhead resistance. We'd want it to become support. That would also correlate with this 200 EMA. So those are definitely things that I'm paying attention to, guys, as this trend has been slowing down a little bit. You can kind of just see the forcefulness of it. It's kind of like back in here when we started getting closer to the top, you can see these big moves and then they got smaller. Kind of the same concept here, big move and then they get smaller before we potentially roll over. You know, and this has been a tough area as well, because if we take a look at the Fibonacci from this direction, we go from our high to our low, we're sitting right around this 0.618. From this downtrend, we're looking at the reaction bounce back up. And now we're right in that hot spot of that 0.618, also correlating with $50,000, a big round psychological number. So, you know, like I said, guys, there's bullish things, there's bearish things. And I just think people should be cautious in this area. Right now, I have an alert at about 43,638. I'd put that on your chart. And, you know, when we're taking a look at this trend here, I've been paying a lot of attention to this trend line. And we actually had a daily candle close outside of it. Yesterday, we tried to get back up inside this trend line. We made it to the top, but we did not candle close back within it. So this could have just been a back test, and then we potentially fall farther to the downside if the support of about 46,700 is broken. Now, if we're taking a look at this, one of my friends on the internet here pointed out to me and said, hey, why don't you check this out, try this out? I've never even seen this before, and I've just been kind of back testing, and it seems to work very well. This is called the VMC Cypher B divergences, and this is in TradingView. I have TradingView Pro, so I don't know if I get it because it's TradingView Pro or if it's just on a normal one. You guys can check it out. But what you'll see here is basically it marks tops and bottoms with a green dot and then a red dot. So like back in this area, when we had a bullish engulfing candle, what we had was bullish divergence. You can see this green line that was drawn. Then we had a green dot in that area, and this was coming from the bottom here, and we started to round out, moving to the upside, and that was a buy signal. And that was actually a really good buy signal. You can see the move that we've had out of here. So if you really look for these bright green buy signals and then red for sell signals, and we actually did put one in here, and this was on the 24th of August, and this was a bearish engulfing candle when this red signal came. And since then, we've had a little bit of a lighter one, and then we've had a little bit of a light green here because of the move that we had yesterday. But this is pretty significant because the last time that we really saw one that was this bright red, we would have to go back to about April 16th, and then it would be about March 15th. And before that, we'd look at February 21st. So when you're just looking at this, guys, this is pretty good at marking tops here and bottoms, because this drop, once that came in, you're talking 25% on many of these. So if we actually did get a 25% drop from this area here, we bring it down, that could put us right back around that resistance area, guys, but $37,000 to $40,000. So it wouldn't be crazy to see us actually have some type of retracement. Not saying it has to happen. We can get back up in this trend line here, guys, and keep grinding up. But there's some bearish things that are taking place that we need to be aware of and also think like a bear. You know, I'm not telling you to short the market or anything like that. I think it's too early. You know, people who are trying to short up in this range or back in here, they're getting torn up, you know, because they were basically taking out shorts right at this level. We pushed down. If they didn't take their profit, it went up even higher. And that's what you have to be careful of until you actually see that true trend change. You want to be able to flow with the trend, the easiest direction. But I'm still trying to figure this out down here, guys. I think this is a pretty cool one. And you can also see as we are pushing up here, it almost looks like if you draw this, that you have some divergence there. So you're pushing up, and then you're actually moving to the downside there. So I'm going to continue to use this, try to figure this out. But I think this is a really cool thing. I like to go through TradingView, and basically what I'll do, guys, if you take a look up here, you can go into the build-ins, my scripts and all that, and you can actually just try a bunch of different ones. Super Trend, I like that one. The TD Sequential, there's a lot of really cool stuff in there. And if you guys do ever, one link I do have is to TradingView. So that's in my description box. If you guys want to sign up for TradingView, I do Pro. I think it's like $15 a month for us without ads. But that's definitely something that I would promote because I use it all the time myself. Something I use every day. So just be careful. Watch those areas. Really watch this price action here, guys. Next one we're going to go into is Ethereum. If you get something from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know down below what you think is going to take place here, guys. You think we're going to move sideways for a little bit, so we're going to take a look at ETH here. We've been ranging in this channel between about we'll call it $2,918, and then to the upside $3,356. So this has been the range we kind of been bouncing in here. Had a really aggressive move. It's been over 100%. Remember this on the 1-day time frame, so we just want to review these things and really watch for support and resistance as well. So like right here, you want to look at that for a support area and just kind of work your way back. So right now, when we're taking a look at these things in combination here, guys, we also are getting a red dot. It's not as bright red as like what you saw for Bitcoin, but this definitely is a red dot taking place right here. So we want to watch that. Same deal. As this move's been moving up, our volume has not been that impressive for how big this move has been. So always watch that, guys. Volume, because when you're in a trend, you want to see the volume go with the trend. The volume should be swelling as we're moving up. You know, not saying we couldn't just have a huge stick right now and boom, right to the upside. That's definitely a possibility. Anything's a possibility in this space, guys. But when you're just looking at price action here, this has really been a heck of a move. And if we take our Fibonacci level and we look at some common areas, if we do get a retracement in the days to come, first of all, we look at that 0.382, and that'd be back at about $2,600. Then the 0.5 would actually line up with the neckline of this W. So we had our W pattern, broke out to the upside there, and we definitely could back test that spot, and that would put us back around $2,300. So I'm prepared for anything, guys. You can also see as we were moving up here, take a look at this divergence. You can actually see the red negative divergence there. And what I do is just go back and really take a look at these dots and see if they played out. So take a look at the green one here with the bullish engulfing right there coming off the divergence. We had an explosive move to the upside. So these are pretty cool things. Right over here we had our red dot, and then we had a big move to the downside. Up here we never really got one of those big red dots. We had a bearish engulfing candle. We had two of these little red dots right there, which are some warning signs is what I'm thinking right here. But like I said, I still have a lot of work to do trying to figure this out. If we draw a trend line for Ethereum, as this was our trend line, so we have had a trend line break there. So this would be our 3 touches at least. We fell down. We're like back testing the area almost now and just consolidating sideways. So, you know, if you're a longer term investor, just continue to, you know, not financial advice, let things ride, keep doing what you do. If you see a big dip, you know, down this area or whatever, buy some more. That's the name of the game. But if you're a trader or whatever, I think this is the time to just be a little bit more patient and really see which direction. I'd like to see a breakout out of here, because then we potentially could run up to $4,200 if we get an upside breakout there, and I'd want to play the meat of this. You know, even if you wanted to jump in now, you just put a stop loss below this area at like 3,025, which I wouldn't do this, but 3,025, because if you're anticipating an upside move, we really shouldn't go down past that area. Okay, so that's going to be Ethereum. You want me covering that? Let me know, guys. And then we'll get into Litecoin at $172 right now. So Litecoin, we have broken this blue trend line. Yesterday we were trying to back test it. We did not get back up in it. And Litecoin's been a little bit weaker here. You can see we're still trying to just hold this support of the 200 EMA. If we break down through that, I'm going to look at a support area at about $145. If we take a look at the VMC cipher down here, what you can see is we did have a red dot, and that would be back on August 23rd. So a lot of these red dots came on August 23rd right there. You can also see this sloping to the downside there, that red negative divergence. So price was moving up, and we actually had some of that negative divergence there. And same deal, I'm not seeing a ton of volume, guys. We have had a couple days with above average volume, but right now as we're trying to push higher, we're kind of having a lack of volume there. So definitely something I'm keeping an eye on. If we take a look at our fib here and we go to the upside, if we did fall down to that 0.5, that could put us around that 140, guys. So I would target more so, I'd be a buyer at like maybe 140 to 130 for Litecoin if things are looking good and it looks like we're getting a little bounce off that area. But for me right now, you know, it's tough, guys. We got to see the direction of Bitcoin, which is going to determine everything, and we need to see more volume. I'm going to continue to harp on that volume. So that's what I want to bring to you guys. You do whatever you'd like with it. God bless you all. Take care.